If you're looking for a meaningful gift, check out CSB Bibles. They're crafted beautifully, faithful to Scripture, and perfect for every age. Pro tip: get the Bible personalized for an instantly sentimental gift. Check out the Pour Overs Christmas gift guide in the show notes to shop CSB Bibles. Then, keep scrolling for 39 other ideas you'll be just as excited to give to those you love. Hey, this is Joe at the Pour Over. Today, we're talking about President Trump's new 28-point plan for peace in Ukraine, the surprisingly friendly Oval Office meeting with NYC Mayor-elect Mamdani, minimal progress made at the UN's annual climate conference, and other top news for Monday, November 24th. Stay informed while remaining focused on Christ with the Pour Over. Here's your quote of the day. I've come to believe that this truth of the gospel is the most important identity-defining, life-altering truth in the universe. Justin Kendrick. Let's get started with some espresso shots. Ukrainian and American officials gathered in Switzerland yesterday to take a red pen to Uncle Sam's new 28-point plan for ending the war with Russia. Here are some key points. Regarding territory, Russia controls the contested Donbas region. For security, Ukraine commits to never join NATO, caps its military size, and gets a NATO-style guarantee for a, quote, decisive, coordinated military response if Russia invades again. On the economy, frozen Russian assets fund Ukraine's reconstruction. Sanctions on Russia are lifted. The U.S. has signaled it may stop supplying Ukraine with weapons and intelligence if it rejects the deal. Zelensky said the current concession-filled plan forces Ukraine to make, quote, a very difficult choice between its dignity and a key partner. Russia was more optimistic, saying the plan, quote, could form the basis of a final peace settlement. In the face of long-term, large-scale global conflicts, it's easy to feel helpless. Today and this week, there's something powerful and effective you can do. Pray for world leaders. Here's a prayer from Clement of Rome. Lord and Master, you have given these rulers the power of sovereignty through your own mighty power. Grant unto these leaders health, peace, unity, and stability, so they can administer without failure the government you have given them. For you, Heavenly Master and King of the ages, you give ordinary people glory, honor, and power over all things in this world. Direct their leadership in a way that is good and well-pleasing in your sight. President Trump and NYC Mayor-elect Mamdani had a surprisingly warm White House meeting Friday. After months of trading barbs, Trump calling Mamdani a, quote, communist, and Mamdani calling Trump a, quote, fascist, they emerged from a private meeting smiling. POTUS had previously threatened to withhold federal funding from NYC if Mamdani won. On Friday, Trump said, quote, I don't think that's going to happen, adding, the better he does, the happier I am. Mamdani said the two were, quote, not shy about the placements of disagreement, but that their chat focused on affordability and crime. And Trump said, quote, we agree on a lot more than I would have thought. Their meeting follows NYC's highest mayoral voter turnout in 50-plus years and comes as the city leans on $9.7 billion in federal funding for 2025. Here's a verse to consider whether politicians let you down or have you celebrating. My days are like a lengthening shadow, and I wither away like grass. But you, Lord, are enthroned forever. Your fame endures to all generations. Psalm 102, verses 11 and 12. The United Nations Annual Climate Summit ended with a compromise in overtime on Saturday. World leaders from nearly 200 countries gathered for COP30 on the outskirts of the Amazon in Brazil to discuss, quote, the efforts needed to limit the global temperature. No official U.S. delegation was sent. President Trump has called climate change a, quote, hoax, and the White House warned that, quote, vague climate goals put America at an economic and security disadvantage. After 13 days of negotiations, delegates' final agreement tripled funds to help vulnerable countries adapt to climate change, but pressure from oil-rich Arab nations kept out any mention of fossil fuels. Amid disappointment from some world leaders, Brazil promised to create its own roadmap for ditching fossil fuels and reversing deforestation. Our world is full of panic and anger surrounding climate change. In the midst of the noise, remember your calling, good stewardship of God's creation, and gracious conversation with everyone, even those who passionately disagree with you about the world's way forward. James 1, verses 19 through 20 says, My dear brothers and sisters, understand this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For human anger does not accomplish God's righteousness.
Hey, it's Emily from The Pour Over. The holidays are meant for giving, but let's be honest. This time of year gets expensive. Between road trips to see family, hosting dinners, and a few too many, just one more thing, grocery runs, it all adds up fast. That's why I love Upside. And it's a totally free app that gives you real cash back on things you're already doing, like filling up at the pump, grabbing dinner on the go, or making another grocery stop. Holiday travel can be exhausting, but I actually get excited because every time I use Upside, I know I'm earning extra cash back to grab some much-needed coffee. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code TPO to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code TPO.
In other brews, here's a rapid round of updates. Georgia Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene announced she will resign from Congress effective January 5, 2026. The surprise move comes a week after President Trump withdrew his support for Greene, once one of his staunchest allies, following her criticism of the Trump admin for its handling of the Epstein files and foreign spending policy. Her resignation will trigger a special election in Georgia's 14th district. The Supreme Court weighed in on Texas's redistricting efforts. SCOTUS temporarily blocked a lower court ruling that said the GOP-drawn congressional map likely discriminates by race, allowing it to remain in effect while the High Court considers its use in midterms. Voting rights groups warn the map could dilute minority representation, while Texas officials argue it was a politics-driven redrawing, not race-based. Wicked is still defying gravity at the box office. The sequel, Wicked for Good, has pulled in about $150 million domestically since Friday, making it the biggest opening weekend ever for a Broadway adaptation. It's the second highest grossing movie of the year, coming in behind a Minecraft movie, which made $162 million, but edging out the live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch, which made $146 million. Over 300 school children and 12 teachers were abducted from a Nigerian Catholic school. Gunmen attacked St. Mary's School in north-central Nigeria on Friday, capturing students ranging in age from 10 to 18. The kidnapping came 4 days after 25 school children were seized about 100 miles away, contributing to growing concerns for the safety of Christians in Nigeria. No group has claimed responsibility for the abductions. Week 13 presented few surprises in college football. Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M lead the rankings with their perfect records, 11-0. Meanwhile, Arch Manning, nephew of Peyton and Eli, became the first quarterback in Texas history with a passing touchdown, rushing touchdown, and receiving touchdown in the same game, leading Texas to a 52-37 win over Arkansas. That's all we have for today. Thanks so much for listening, TPO fam. If you're listening on the Apple Podcast app, give us a 5-star rating and drop a review. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow and hit the notification bell to never miss a new episode. We're grateful for your support and hope you have a great day. See you on Wednesday. The other day in the kitchen, I poured citrus element powder in my water bottle. My wife looked at me and asked when the last time was that I drank water without element. I looked at her and couldn't even remember. No sugar, no crashes, just the science-backed ratio of electrolytes we need to stay sharp. Honestly, it's the real MVP of the pour-over. Stay fresh and hydrated with us. The pour-over listeners get a free 8-pack of Element's most popular drink flavors with any drink mix purchase. Just use the Element link in the show notes.